Hey, everybody. Let's bond. Hold on, we'll bond. Yay, yay. Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to put this here to bond, I think. Yep, the bonding will go over there. Give me a minute. Shut this. All right, let's get to it. This will be way, hi, Jeannie. It'll be way easier to do this way. Way easier to do that this way. All right, let's get to it. Okay, I can throw that on, I think. I'm doing this impromptu because I got a consulting thing at 6. I can't be in too many places at once. I will hold on. All right, let's get that up there. So I'm going to throw this on in the private room too. So we're up there. Yay. I got all my setups up there. Yay. Come on, smoke it. Knock it down. Get it lower. All right, let's get this party started. Here we go. So everyone should know the basics, and then we'll go through the basics from there, and we'll see how this goes. But I don't. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, actually. But I think you got some larger concerns here because of you got some larger concerns for sure. Because come on, go away. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can do this real quick and drop that down. Yep. And kick this over here so that I have my little cheat sheet with all my notes on it. Pop this back up here. And let's go to there. I can mark off levels, but I really think it's kind of pointless. You're either going up a lot or you're going down a lot. I'm not really adding a tremendous amount of value there. I personally think if you crush, you're going well through that. So, I'm set up, I'm loaded for bear. It is what it is. It's either going to work or it's not, guys. So, there's not much more I can say about it. And we'll see what it does, and we will go from there. But I'm all set up, and let me get to this and go from there. So you still hear music? I just think you're going to bounce around. I don't think you're going to do much until it comes out. I really don't. I don't think there's much to say. I don't think there's much to do. I truly don't. I don't really think that there's a lot to do. We just sit, watch, and wait for it. The only thing I would say to you while you're waiting is we can go through some of the key stuff that else is also supposed to come out. But I think that's also, like you could go through them, but you should start to know what you need to know. Like here, let me give you an example. Like you should know NVDL is another way to trade it, right? Like that's 2x ETF. If it's bad, NVDS is another way to trade it. SOXL, if you like the whole group. Secondary mover is going to be Taiwan Semi. That'll be the secondary. They'll move the most. If it's really bad, AMAT will get smoked. If it starts seeing the whole market lift, TQQ, whole market gets smoked, SQQ. Just you probably want to watch those. Like you probably want to have them all set up, right? But other than that, I don't really see much more here, to go over. But I think it's good to do this instead of me do a video going, look at this, look what happened tonight. I just think it's way better for people. And it's easier for me too, candidly, if I want to be completely blunt about it. It's just way easier for me to do it this way. So, but we're just waiting now for the numbers. They'll tell us what time. The conference call's at, hold on one second. And he's going to be on TV, which is going to be kind of interesting too, especially if it's a dud. He'll be on at 6:30 and then we'll go from there. But let's see what we can do here. Cool. So, but let's just see here. See if we got anything yet. Nothing yet. Let's see. They don't have to come out till that time, but they can come out anytime they want. Let's see here. CRM was decent. It's not bad, guys. Outlook, $10, 10, 11. Operating margins, 19.7. 424, 242. It's not awful. So let's see what happens here. I don't think there's much to do until then. I could have waited to go on this, but we're here because I didn't know if sometimes they'll come out early, but their site's down already. Conference calls at 5 o'clock. Yeah, I think CRM's pretty good. I do. I like CRM here. I think that was a pretty good call on earnings. I mean, I think that was pretty decent. So let's watch these bars. You always want to just mark these off and just watch them that first 5 minutes, always. And just see how they do from there. You know, if you're going to break out, just put a little alert there, let you know like how it's doing. Boom, boom, boom. I don't think you're going to go anywhere. I don't think you're going to go anywhere until, let's go through some of these. Crowds all over the place. Keep your eye out the ones you want to look at until the big dog comes out. I don't think anything's going anywhere, guys. There you go. Boom. That'll be fun. I can do that. I could probably pick that off while I'm waiting. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I can pick that off. But clearly they exploded to the upside. Let's go look at a 1 minute. Yep. Let's see what you're doing here. What are you going to do? I don't know that I'm going to be listening to the call. You're holding here, guys. That's not falling apart. That bar is going to form in 45 seconds. What do these earnings look like? Five Below's out too. Crowd beat a lot. Working with customers to recover from incident. I don't think that's going to get it done, guys. Working with customers to recover from the incident. That's probably not going to be the best statement that you could make right there. Is it good that they're acknowledging it? You're not falling out of bed on that. Yeah, those gift cards, like that's crazy. Here's a gift card. Let's go take a look. Salesforce crushed. They're big numbers. Salesforce absolutely crushed. That's kind of crazy. No guidance that I can see. And there might be something on the margins there, but I don't view that as bad. I don't view this as awful, guys. This might get some legs here, especially into that conference call. That's a decent beat, unless they come out and guide lower. But you might not get any love until Nvidia. See how the first minute bar you couldn't close above? So I like to buy that bar, and then I like to use this as a stop, but you never even got there. So that's not great. But you might be like this until earnings of Nvidia, because I don't think people want the risk. I don't think people understand how big Nvidia is going to be. It's actually predicted to be a bigger move than an FOMC meeting. See, you're basing here, though. You're building under those wicks. I wouldn't sleep on that. Bum, 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 bum. Mm-mm. Let's keep looking, just waiting. Yeah, I don't think you're over, dude. What's that stop? 69? Oof. What was your decision? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So all you did was gap fill there? That's all you did was gap fill. Right there. What did they beat? What is that? Oh, it's $3. Boop. All right, let's see what it does. And they're just going to wait. That's all they're doing. You might trade back up, though. So all you did was come down, gap fill, and hold. You can get back up here. Nvidia is selling down, but not really doing much. Just waiting. That's all I'm doing. So all the numbers you should already know. I'm not going to rehash stuff you already know. Okay. So that's a problem for the crowd. So they're going to probably knock a lot of this stuff down now. That's going to be a problem. They're going to take this down. Watch crowd. They just lowered guidance. 80 cents versus 96. Supposed to do $1 billion. Now they're going to do 979. I'm surprised that's not collapsing. It might actually take CRM down. I'm not going to play around with it. Let's get out of the way. Watch crowd here. It might not drop just until that. I can't imagine maybe that was anticipated. I don't know. But they lowered guidance a lot. 20 million? Earnings are pretty bad. 388, they're saying 361. So it's not great. Unless it was, anticipated. But I'm having a hard time believing that was anticipated. So something like that might knock everything down, but it doesn't look like it so far. It looks like CRM, they're still pushing. So we'll just say Nvidia, wherever it is right now, is kind of pointless until the earnings are out. Let's go back here. Still grinding. A firm still grinding. That might be good for UPS too. Still grinding there. So that must have been a decent report. I haven't gone through that one yet. Just waiting. You can see it after hours. I mean, it's nonstop. So it looks like the one that they're going after. CRM still got legs. Oh, Affirm crushed. Affirm crushed. 659 versus 603 in revs. Supposed to lose 50 cents. 51 cents, lost 14. Yeah, that's a beat. There it goes. Good. See, sometimes I'll do this. I'll just gap fill. I closed it. I had it while we were talking, but from here and then in here, I sold it just because as soon as I saw the crowd numbers, I didn't want to play around. I thought they might get too weak. After hours, you have to take it when you can get it, especially if you're trading any kind of size. I get too nervous after hours if I know that another big name's coming out, like Nvidia, because that can just take the whole market down. Surprised the crowd's not down on that. Maybe it was anticipated. There it goes, taking out the highs. So now you want to watch how it acts at that action, right? Like, does it hold there? How much is on that algo? Because this is like those peaks. That's like where the algos like said, we'll sell everything we can here. All right. Okay. I get it. I got it. I got it now. So you just want to watch how it acts up here, right? The other thing you want to do is so that means that algo is still selling right there. Then you just drop an anchored VWAP there too. See where it flipped? But what you're looking for is to buy right here. You're looking to buy that first flip on a gap fill. And then if you get stopped out, you want to give it a minute if you can. If not, you use that. And then you just give it that low. And if it breaks it, it breaks it. So what? Cost you a couple bucks. Yeah, maybe that was good that it lost. Maybe it's less than they thought. They're all still pushing. There goes CRM again. This is interesting because they're just pushing and pushing. Like, that's nonstop. Wow. And that's not going to have anything tied to, you're not going to be tied at all. Oh, what's your low there? What time is it? 14. I'm not going to play with it because Nvidia's coming out. And then I'll be in this stupid Affirm trade. Waiting. What do you got? Everybody's just waiting. They're all going to be waiting. So if you know this already, you just focus on those names and look at CRM right after that gap fill. So, all right, we're just waiting for the news, and then we'll go from there. I don't think a firm's going to care, frankly. I don't think a firm's going to care. I really don't. No, they crushed. That's just outright buying. Like, if you look at this chart, I'll do it real quick. If you look at this chart, I mean, these are the levels you're heading to. 39, you're heading up there. So that's the kind of the area you're heading. That was a really good quarter. But you're probably heading up to here, 39.5. Like, that would be my target, Jess, if you're looking for one. Nvidia's action, you'll know fast. We'll know fast. Let's get to it. It's usually 4:20 when they come out. So that's usually the time that they release. And then the conference is at 5. But let's see what they do here. There we go. Getting some love. Getting some action. Getting some love. Supposed to be on any second. Let's get to it. Hewlett missed. Users report issues at Reddit. Shocker that Reddit goes down, right? Hmm. 30 seconds, supposed to be out. Well, they're definitely bidding it up, but I don't see anything yet. You never know. Depends on the vol too. Right. So if somebody thinks they know something, that's decent volume. See the volume? Somebody thinks they know something. Boop, boop. Let the games begin. Let's go back to a chart. Well, they don't like that number. Remote taking everything down with it. No number. They're playing games. They're going to take it up. They just were trying to figure out what they could take there. Let's just watch. Let's see. Just watch. They're going to take this up. I really think so. Just watch. Yep. Okay. All right. We're just watching here, doing nothing. Nothing to do but watch. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-uh. 68 cents was the high end. 30 billion beat. It was a decent beat. They beat. So if they beat, all right, I'm in. And let's see what happens. Just whacking it around. I think it was good. Data center revenue beat. Guided higher. 50 billion in buyback. I think it was good overall. I think it's good. Let's see what happens with it. So far, it's not doing much, but I think it was a good quarter. We're just kind of sitting there. It might be too humdrum to do something. 68 cents is good, though. That's the high end of the rest, the range. That's where Goldman was. 30 billion versus 28, so they beat there. Data center revenue higher than expected, which is really good. Tells you revenues are going to be up. Whisper, they always come in lower than the Whisper. And the 50 billion buyback's kind of interesting. So we'll see what it does. I don't know that. I don't see it being bad. Does it sell down on this? I'd be surprised if you're going to get hammered here, unless he says something on the call. But I think it's pretty good. So I got some stock here. I'm just going to hold it for a little bit and see what happens, if it catches or not. But I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be good enough. Say. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's bad. That's for sure. Let's start going through it and see what they see if they see something bad. But I certainly don't see anything bad. But maybe they'll take it down anyway. But we'll see. I don't see anything in here that's awful. Nothing. You want to kill it, then you're going to kill it. Let's go take a look at some of these names. You pulling these down with it? Nope. You're not. You're just taking that down. And you're hardly taking it down. I'm calling nonsense on this so far. Let's see if you're going to turn for me. I still don't see it yet. Still don't see anything bad. Doesn't mean it can't drop, but I don't see anything bad with the quarter. Hopper demand remains strong. Anticipation of Blackwell is incredible. Increased buyback. I don't see the problem yet, guys. Going through all this. But there's something they don't like, that's for sure. Let's see how long this lasts. Sam, still not saying it. Yeah, it's going to bounce off that level. I would be real careful acting on that. I'd be real careful acting here right now. I'd let this sort itself out. See what type of crap they're trying to sell, because I ain't buying. That's what we thought. Let's get involved. Okay. Do not use. Okay. Boop, 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 boom. See that right there? So that's what you're using right there. And then using that as your stop. Right? And if it breaks, it breaks. Costs about $3. So I'm up on that. I'm up on the whole thing now. Yay. Just let it shake itself out. Continued acceleration in Hopper. Samples with production ramp up. Fourth quarter expects several $1 billion in Blackwell revenue. Strong Hopper demand. Gaming GPUs back to school. So all you're doing is using those dojis. They're called evening or morning star patterns, and that's it. So if you want to sell, you'd sell into this, right? You sell into just in case it comes back down. Because it's usually down, and then you'll sell some off maybe. So you sell off up here. That's kind of how you look at it. But I don't think there's any reason to do anything there right now, except just stay with it. Let it do its thing, see what it does. Maybe it forms a doji and you want to sell some, go for it. But I don't see a reason to do anything. Probably going to go back over. Go through the rest of it, see what I find. I don't see any reason to do anything here. Like nothing. And then if you can hold it into the conference call, I mean, and then he's going to be on TV tonight. So you got some catalysts still. Kind of a non-event, really, isn't it? But let's give it some time. See what it does. Yeah, see that. Watch that doji. It's going to bonk you around. That's for sure. Okay. But so like right into that, if you're just trading it, you bought down here, you would trim right into there. Right? You just pull something off. You have to pull the whole thing off. We can move your stop to break even, but you'd want to pull something off like right there. If you're in the community, you can hear me. There's no delay. There's a delay on YouTube, just the way YouTube is. It's not on purpose. But that's what you're doing right there. You're just watching. Good, good. 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 No. See, you're not even being able to get down there. So now you're going to get buyers stepping in. Boop, 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 boom, 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 boom. Oh, good. Okay. Let's see what you do here. Still don't see a darn reason for this thing to be down, except the expectations might have been so great. $30 billion. Raise guidance. 68 cents was the whisper. Well, I'm not saying it. Let me see if I can find anything here that was going to tell me why this thing's down. Yeah, I mean, even that's interesting. This might go up, or it should go up. So I'm just reading the notes as they're coming out. Blackwell production ramp scheduled to begin fourth quarter in the fiscal 26. Fourth quarter, we expect to ship several $1 billion with the Blackwell revenue. Doesn't exactly sound like they're slowing it down. So, go from there, do it that way you will, but I don't really think that that's a, oh, we're slowing down kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything to do here, guys. I really don't. I think the call might be interesting. There you are from earnings. So you broke. But it's just bonking around. So let's take a look at it on a different time frame. Very little to do. 5 minutes, you're unable to get above that VWAP. So that's really your demarcation line right now, right around that 21, 22. You probably would just be easier just to mark it right here. But I don't see a reason to do a darn thing here, guys. I thought this would be way more exciting than this. It's actually really boring. This was a key event too. And it's just so far it's a non, unless the call gets crazy, but usually you get some action ahead of the call. So we'll see. If margins are down a little bit, it matters, but you're still in the mid 70s. So, 74.7, Jeannie's asking about margins. 74.7 versus 75. No, if you were like 60, like what would really get that down? I don't really view that as something that's going to get it down that much, but it is what it is. I think you'll get a better sense of it after. I'll stay for the half hour. I'll stay till 5. But I think you'd get a better sense of it after, we see after the call. I won't be able to stay that long, I don't think. But after the call, you're definitely going to get a better sense of it. And we'll see how it goes. But I don't know that there's, anything to do here. If you start taking out the low, at some point you're going to get institutional buyers even after hours if this thing starts dipping. So, they're going to like the quarter. Revenues are good. You know what Blackwell's doing. Margins were decent. Of course, your beats are going to slow down a little bit. I mean, you're a $1 trillion company. I don't see the issue, guys. I really don't. What you wanted to start doing, like the easiest thing for me to do now, like before I start adding again and again, what I do with these is, like if I add here, I'll trim here and like right there. I wasn't even looking at VWAP. I was just reading that, right? And then you trim, and then if it gets back down here, you add again. What you're looking for is a bunch of wins over anchored VWAP. And if you start getting that, you start seeing the time change. Now, you still will see like some trading up into the earnings quarter. So you will see that sometimes where people will just start trading up into that, right? Like into that conference call. And we're not really seeing that right now. So we'll see how it goes. And very little action. Well, AVGO might be going down because they might be worried about margins, but you're not really dropping. AMD is the one that should be falling apart, if anyone should be. Like if a name should be worried, it should be AMD over margins. And you're down a little bit. You're not down a lot. So I would watch how this call goes because he's going to bring I think between that call, I think he's going to bring a lot of energy to the call, and then he's doing the other. It's kind of interesting that with this kind of report that he's doing the Bloomberg thing, unless he's going to talk about Blackwell there too. But I don't know. This would be where I'd be looking to be short, but well, you're just bouncing all over the place. Look at that, right? That's a nice move right there. Let's see how it does on the call. Yeah, the call's going to be interesting, but I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you're this week. All I've done so far is I've added a little, but not really done too well with it. I mean, a little bit on the secondary, but that was it. So you start working that off. So you start working off the VWAP. How much volume do you have? I mean, are they going to wait for GDP? Like, who cares? Is that what they're waiting? Because GDP is tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know that they're going to care about that. How much volume do we have? It's not really a ton of volume after hours, guys. Maybe they're waiting for the call. Maybe there's not enough. We need to buy it or we need to do anything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know they're going to wait for that. What else do we have here? Wow, that's boring. I'm not into that. They were just waiting for it. See if you flip it. Maybe you can flip it and go on the other side of it. I don't really see the issue unless they're going to say it's margins that they came in a little light. Is 60 basis points that much? Is that really going to be an issue? I don't see a problem, guys. I don't think I can stream the conference call because I don't think the conference call is public. If I could, I would. Maybe some of it, but I don't think I can. Right? We go through some of these. That's what I'm wondering too. If they regross, do they bid it? Do they bid it up tomorrow after that? Do they not want to buy now because they don't want to show their hand? That could be the other thing, Luke. Like, okay, it beat. We want to be involved. We just don't want anyone to know. Here we go. Welcome to the. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Give me something. Come on. You can do it. Come on, little guy. You got your undercut here too. Come on. We want to see this close. You want that to close right here. Boom. That's it. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. We'll buy more of everything. There it goes. Yay. Yay. So all you're doing is that, and then you'd have to use this as your stop. That was a pretty easy ad. Yeah, I don't know, man. You can use these levels, but I don't know. I don't know that I'd be that worried about that right there. You know, I don't know. Kind of went right through it like butter. I think if you're over the VWAP, it's going to start bothering people a little bit going into the call. It would bother me if I wasn't long going into tomorrow because they're gonna raise numbers tomorrow based upon what came out tonight. There's no doubt about it. They have to because they got it higher. So that means the investment banks will talk good about it tomorrow, unless he completely screws something up on the call, which is out of character. But you can watch these levels and see what we do there. I don't really see any reason for me to do anything with this, like at all anymore. I think it was good, and I want to see what he says on the call, and that's pretty much it. But kind of a non-event, isn't it? I'll go over that tomorrow, dude. We've been talking about that 210 curve now for how long? You have a bunch of options. I'll probably be wallpaper tomorrow. It's fine. That's what it is. It's the game. Really boring. Jesus. This might be the most bust Nvidia conference call in 6 quarters. Later, Mark. I'm going to hang just in case, but this is really slow. Really slow. I'll hang till 5, but I don't see anything happening here, guys. I mean, I've been considering go through it over and over again, but there's very little to say or do. Go see if some of the investment banks put out notes yet. They might have. I'm just wondering if you're going to see buyers tomorrow. And that's why you're not seeing the activity tonight, because they don't want to show their hand. I'm just speculating. I'm talking out loud. Because I don't see any reason for, let's see, we got it after hours. Anything? Nothing there, maybe in here. Nope. Let's go into here. See if they have anything on it. Nope. Nobody. No chat on it. Still early. I bought Nvidia August 30, 82 puts at 10. Why? It's not really down that much, dude. Like, I mean, they're supposed to be doing 69%. They were in the high 70s. Like, it's insane where their margins were. So I don't know, man. I'm not really that worried about that, to be honest with you. I'm really not. Like, I don't think that's the be all end all. Yeah, I mean, they're at 74.5. Like, they're not even supposed to be there. So maybe it's just that it's so expected now. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what the banks say tomorrow on the calls, because all we're doing is we're trading up and then we're bonking around, but it's giving me no reason that I want to do anything with it. Like if we were panic selling like that. So, I'm wondering if they're worried that, like, their ties to SMCI, since SMCI was such a big client, if they think something's coming on the call where they're going to say, yeah, we sold this amount to SMCI or something like that. It's the only thing I can think of, but I don't have a real reason for this thing being down the way that it is. What are we down? 1%, 2%? I'm not sure you're going to be down tomorrow. I'm going to listen to the call. I mean, it depends what he says tonight. Honestly, God, that's what he says tonight. This is so impromptu. To me, I don't know, man. I thought it was a good call. I know how to read these things. I have a good sense of them. I thought it was decent. Maybe it's just expectations. You know, it's not making me feel. See how it always battles that little area, wherever that anchored VWAP is. It's not making me feel like I got to do anything here, like at all. Like I'm not, and I don't feel like I have to do anything. Calls will expire. They are what they are. It is what it is. Ever forward. Yeah, they are what they are. No, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. I can make sure St. Jude's gets it. Earnings calls a 5. So, but you have to click all notifications, Hunter. You know those internets. So let's think about this. Let's say that there is a delay with Blackwell. They're just going to buy the next product. They're not going to not buy. I don't know what time their conference call is. Someone in the room will. I yelled at everybody in the room for not watching just Nvidia, and then all these other names are running except Nvidia. But this is just an absolute bust. I thought that this would be way bigger than this. I expected this to be absolutely wild. That's all I have to say. Yeah, calls need to stay up, but that thing's up a lot. That's the only thing that's got me thinking that they're going to play tomorrow. The volume is so light. That's the one that's got me thinking. The volume's so light after hours. Maybe they're going to play tomorrow. Because look, I mean, there's nothing here. This might be the most slowest of all of them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Usually you rally into the calls. Surprised you're selling off. Unless they're really worried about the SMCI component of it. Oh, my calls are toast. I have a bunch of calls I bought today. $20. What did I pay? $2. Sorry. 140s as a kicker. There'll be wallpaper tomorrow, barring some great unveil. And it doesn't really look like there's going to be a great unveil, guys. They don't even want to own this thing going into the call, which is not good. You want to see them trade up into the call. You don't want to see them falling apart into the call. That's not a good sign. So let's just watch, see how it goes. But that low, that's where you stopped. Mm-hmm. Well, I have those puts. I puts against some of it, but not enough. There's not really anything to do. No, I don't think anyone expected a nothing burger. I think that's fair. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think anybody between GDP, now that this is out, between GDP and everything else, you're done. We're toast. Like toast in a good way. Like you're going to wrap everything up. But that's what I see happening here. All right, guys. I'll stay for the next 7 minutes, but I really don't have anything. All right, you're welcome, Daniel. I don't mind doing it, but I knew like one of the guys in the room was just talking about the call because I went live in there too. I don't mind doing it, but I have like a conference call I got to do at 6. And then I was looking at it going, there's no way I'm going to be able to do a video for you guys and also be public, you know what I mean, and do this live. So I figured I would just do it. We'll go over it tomorrow. I'll get all the notes from the research houses for tomorrow. They're going to have to take numbers up. The question's going to be, they're going to ask about margins, right? Okay. Who cares? And then they're going to ask about Blackwell. My only concern really is what do they say about SMCI? Because SMCI is a client. And I'm learning if that's the concern. Now, he could throw SMCI under the bus and say, we stopped selling to them. We shifted our focus, something like that. And that might move the stock. I don't know. I mean, he's got the best people in the world telling him what to do and how to play this. It makes you wonder if that's even why he got on Bloomberg, right? Like, did he know? Because, yeah, I don't know. It's a concern. I mean, there was one really good trade. That was it. It was here. Other than that, there was nothing. Like one good spot to be long, rather. That was it. I mean, you could have shorted it and done really well, but the numbers that are coming through were nothing. Well, you're going to have a lot of movement tomorrow, Sneed. What's up, Sneed? You're going to have a lot of movement tomorrow, dude. A lot. Because your people are underweight the name. And the question is, are they underweight for a reason? Right? And let's say that they want to be overweighted, or let's say that they were underweight, like even like Apple, for example, right? Like there's this level on Apple, Sneed. Here, watch, I'll show you. We were playing this today. And every time it gets down here, that just bounces over and over again. Hold on, I'll show you. But I hate talking about this stuff and then like not showing receipts. But like, all right, you'll see it right here. Let me grab it and I'll show it. But, well, now I gotta find out where the heck I put that. These internets. Where's that thing? Where'd it go? Oh boy. Uh-oh, there it is. Yay. Oh, where the heck that thing went? Oh, here it is. Cool. I'll just do it this way. Give me 1 second here. Hold on 1 second. Let me do it this way because I don't know that's going to be that big of a problem. No, it's not an issue. Great. So, no, I'll show you in a minute. But you have these pullbacks to these areas, right? You're having these violent pullbacks, and they're holding. I'll show you the trade in a minute. But even here, you're having like these violent pullbacks, and then you're bouncing, right? I think that this could be just as wild tomorrow. There's two names out there that people are really underweight right now. One's Nvidia and one's Apple, that they should really be in and they know they should be in, and they're just not in. So it's becoming an issue for them, big time. And it's certainly something that, that I think is really important. Like it makes you wonder like how they're going to do it, but you're holding these levels over and over again. So I'll show you them like here for Nvidia. So if you go to like this and we go to like the hourly, can you go to the hourly here? I'll do this and I'm going to have to jump here because I'm pretty sure I can't get on that call. Let me clean all this off. I don't think I can. I got to do a bunch of shit anyway. Excuse my language. But like right here, show it. So you have a level right here that you're through, right? And you're trying to get over that tonight. I don't know that you're not above that before the night's over, right? So you see that level? So if you look at that, And then you go here and you look at like ATR. Right. See how the ATR keeps going up? Let's get rid of this. And the ATR keeps going up and then starts dropping. Right. So whenever you start to see this, I don't care if it's up, down, what it's doing, but whenever you're here and like you're elevated, you're getting ready for a move, and you're pretty elevated up here. You're way, way more elevated here than you've been, right? So you're getting ready for a move. I think it's gonna be wild tomorrow. I really do. I think the positioning is going to be absolutely crazy. It's only going to sell down so much. You're trading at 30 times earnings, and you got to take earnings up. So you got to realize that you're trading at, you're supposed to do 40, and you just added 10% to that. So now you're going to be trading at 440 roughly, right? Because you just added, your earnings are going to be, they're going to have to raise their earnings estimates. So let's just say you're at $4. You're at $1.20. You're going to be all over the place. So I would watch this level that I just showed you, like really carefully tomorrow, and watch how you act at that level, because you've been holding there forever. And we did a bunch of stuff like on those levels today where you could see them coming in. You could like see those levels being super active. Like here, I'll show it to you. Like right here, that level that I just showed you, like watch. Show it to you this way. This would be an easier way to do it, Sneed. I'll just show you this. This might be easier. All right, cool. So like when you get to those levels, what you're going to see is you're probably going to bounce. So like I put this out there today, this alert. Like when we got there, it did a couple other things too. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing it to walk through the trade, but like there's key levels out there, man, and you want to watch them closely. You want to watch that level because you're able to get involved. Now, whether you're in those things when this happens or not, that remains, but there's some key levels. The other one that's out there that they were holding really well today was the 225. So they did this over and over again, right? Like even here, it gave us an opportunity just to pile in again. And what you're doing is you're marking off these levels. Here, I'll show you. So like there, 226 by the time it flipped, and you can see the timestamp, right? So all I'm doing is just watching it. And then when it gets to there and it does something, my trigger, I'll just get in and then I'll just mark it. So like this was like that bar. I'll show it. See that bar right there? So you see how that acted? All right, now watch this on a 5. And dial that back over there and then pull that back to here. And you see it now. Now it's what? See how that's like a doji that undercuts and then it holds those levels? I don't think that you're going to get less wild tomorrow. I think you're going to get more wild, Sneed, to answer your question. So I hope that helps. I'll clean this off with you a real quick look and then we'll wrap it up. What I would be most careful of is if you don't, like what would get me overnight while we're here, what would concern me, if I can't close over that anchored VWAP after the call or by 8 o'clock, yeah, that might be a concern. That might be a concern. It looks like the camera got unplugged. I don't know what happened there. Who knows? But that's what I would look for. So we'll see, and we'll go from there. But I don't know, man. I think that's the level. All right, I'm going to jump, guys. Trade to win. Have a good night.